But this is one big reason why I don't agree with the 4-team college football playoff. I don't agree with it. I personally, as a fan, I want an 8-team college football playoff. I think that you can find 8 good enough teams at the end of the season to have a college football play. I do. And I think from a fan perspective, it would be more fun to do it that way. And I don't know if you guys have heard Michael Leach talk about it, but if you think about it, do you see how other divisions in college football play? They do a playoff as well.
You know, I disagree with Mike Leach,
Division I college football is the only division to not do it that way.
I'm insane. I know I'm on an island all by myself. I love the Mike Leach clip. It was hilarious and very truthful. But I think the 4-team college football playoff is such an improvement over the 2. Because look, if Boise State's ranked 8th and they've lost 3 games or whatever, and they're 8th in the nation, right? Do they really deserve a chance to compete for the national championship? No, they don't, because they have a weak schedule, and I really think 4 teams is plenty. Because look, if you're not in the top 4, why should you get a chance? Because you didn't earn it. Like, does that make sense to you?
It doesn't, because why the top you don't just take the top 4 teams in the NFL. You don't take the top 4 teams in high school and you don't play them.
It's different.
But it's not. It's the same. If you think about it.
So okay, how many games? If a 16-team college football playoff, that's 3 more games added to the season. We're already talking about how bowl games add too many games to the season.
But what if me as a fan, if Notre Dame wins their last, I think, what do they have, 6 or? But anyways, as a fan, I want to see them go. I want to see Notre Dame go up against these big teams. And I'm done. I'm gonna
bring it on, Drake.
All right, Zach. So we've talked about you and me. We've talked about. I mean, you said you love the NCAA tournament, right?
I didn't know, and I will say
no. You said
it
you
would
don't
be
focus.
Great viewing. It'd be fantastic.
You said
viewing.
You don't love no the NCAA tournament, college basketball.
Yeah.
You said you don't even focus on really the regular season.
I don't.
Once the NCAA tournament comes around, bam, focus on the whole tournament thing. And you're not the only one. You are like a lot of fans where a tournament is just a gravitating moneymaker. And if we had 16 teams, it would be awesome for all college football teams to be able to compete for that national title game.
Drake.
Because even in the NCAA tournament, every team has a chance to win the national
title
game.
Buddy. Yes.
Okay?
I'm
Think
ready.
about the money that you would gain from that.
Come back to this.
And a 16-team playoff, it would take a month, okay? Instead of those big, long breaks in between the college football playoff, the semifinal game, they give them like 2 weeks. It's like, come on, guys. You need a week to play football, and these guys are already energized enough. If you got in a playoff scenario like that, you got to have 16 teams. And eventually, I think they will get there. They will get to 16 teams because they'll realize the money that they'll get, because fans love the playoff type feel. One and done. Yeah, bowl games it's a one and done, but where are you going if you win? Cool. You get a sick trophy. Dude, I'd rather say that I made to the quarterfinals or the semifinals of the college football playoff. How much cooler does that sound? To even just get into the college football playoff, it will give more teams an opportunity now. And so those, quote unquote mid-majors, they'll get an opportunity then to get in and show why they can compete at a high level.
Well, I mean, I just want to say one more thing before you go, because I feel like I'm holding the dog back right now, and Zach's just going to be released in a second here. But anyways, I mean, going on, Drake, I love your point, and I 100% agree with you. I mean, if you look, there was 2 teams I was really sad that didn't make the college football playoff last year, Penn State and USC. I was so disappointed. I really wanted to see them play.
2 of the hotter teams in the nation.
I know, and they don't get in.
They don't get in.
And it disappoints me. And Drake, I 100% agree with you, and I think it'll be the best thing for college football if they do go to a 16 team or even an 8 team.
Mark, well done.
So
this weekend is, I'm not shifting gears. I'm staying on this topic, but I'm referencing. This weekend is Ohio State and Penn State. Why is this game such a big deal? Do you know why? It's because it matters. It matters so very much, and it's going to get so many viewership because it basically determines who goes to the college football playoff from the Big Ten, in my opinion.
Yes.
Now, if we had a 16-game college football playoff, this game would not be nearly as important because both teams would then have a chance to make it into the college football playoff. Does that make sense? The reason college football is so fun to me is because every game is so very important. If you lose a game, your season's over. So it's like the whole season is a playoff. Why do we need 3 more games to do that? You delegitimize the entire regular season if you have a 16-game college football playoff. The reason I don't watch the NBA and Major League Baseball is because the regular season doesn't matter. And you would delegitimize and take away from the regular season of college football if you had a 16-team college football playoff. Bring it on, Mark.
Okay, I
it.
so disagree with this point.
Really?
I love that the regular season does matter, but a team at the beginning of a season, you can argue, is worse than when they're. I think a team plays their best football towards the end of a season.
I agree.
Or a baseball team
But
plays
that's
their
what
best
makes it
baseball
title.
at the end of a season. A basketball team plays their best basketball at the end of the season. And when the stakes are higher in a playoff atmosphere,
Yeah.
the games are just better, more exciting. Yeah, the regular season might not matter as much, but the playoff would. And I believe a playoff would get more viewership than a regular season game like tomorrow. Because to be honest with you, if I don't watch the game tomorrow, I'm not going to be like beating myself up over it. I mean, I'm going to be sad if I miss it.
Yeah.
But if I missed a playoff game, I would be very sad about not watching that game because that's more high stakes and it's more exciting.
Well, you give more. I will give you this point. You put way more focus on each game when you have a playoff. You're right.
Yes.
It's more concentrated because the Ohio State, Penn State this weekend. How many other games are going on during that game? If you had a college football playoff, I'll concede this. You would have way more eyeballs because it's more concentrated. Does that make sense? Drake, you have anything to say?
Well, I was going to talk about, you said that, I'm not interested in the NBA and the MLB, regular season.
I'm not. I don't care.
No, I
Yeah.
understand because, there's a bunch of games going on every night, but college football, it's going on every other Saturday, okay? So people are still going to gravitate. I mean, what do people think when they get to the weekend? Yeah, I get to watch some football. It's going to happen every week anyway. People are still going to gravitate. Tailgaters are going to still be out there. Sioux Crew's still going to be lit every Saturday here in Martin. It's the same thing.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
But again, it's just about getting into the playoff, and if you can just get, it's like the NCAA tournament. Again, same thing. If you can just find a way to get in, okay, your chances are awesome to possibly win the national title. And it'll actually improve the regular season, I think, too, because then teams, you got to build your resume. Just like an NCAA tournament. You got to build your resume to, let the committee know that, hey, we're here for real. And if you got some nice wins on your resume, yeah, you're going to get into the 16-team college football playoff and a chance to win the national title.
I think we should move on, but I want to say,
Can we just say one more thing?
Yeah.
And another thing to go off that point, as a fan, I've always loved the NFL way more than college football, and it's just because like you said with the regular season,
it matters.
And it does matter. But I'm more of a guy who likes to watch playoffs. It's just more fun for me.
Sure.
It's more fun for me to watch as a fan. Especially if I'm watching teams where they're not my team. You know what I mean? If Penn State's not my team, I like to watch them. They're not my team though. So if I miss a regular season game from Penn State, I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if they're in the playoff, I want to watch them. And another thing I want to go off of is that the NFL, when college football is done with, the NFL gets to start playing games on Saturdays. The NFL can't play games on Saturdays during college football because they don't want to take away from college football. But after college football's done, the NFL starts playing games on Saturdays. Games on Saturdays in the NFL aren't nearly as exciting for me, and I tend to miss more of those games on Saturday. In my opinion,
got stuff going on.
I think that it'd be so much better if instead that the NFL only play games on Sundays and the college football playoff extend and keep playing games on those Saturdays rather than doing that weekend NFL thing. I don't know. That's just something that I kind of see that would also. If the playoff happened.
I will say, man, the 16-team playoff would be so much better for fans, and that you guys have swung me. I admit defeat. I really. No, I hate to say it, but it's true. I can admit when I'm wrong, and I can admit when I lost. And as much as I still think I have this old school mentality. I like the 4 teams. I think it's better than it was. I agree. It'd be better for fans, and you guys got me. And what I think is so cool about this very moment right now. None of this was prepared. None of this was
prepared.
This
guys.
is what I love about you two
prepared.
so much, and it's fantastic.
Came up with this right on
Can
the
we
spot.
shift gears? Our last topic of the day: Ohio State, Penn State.